Presented by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors.
Hey, welcome in, everybody, to Tivoli's House of Cards here on a Wednesday. Back at it after missing last week right before the draft, but we're back on location in St. Johns County, right off 210. Tivoli's House of Cards from now until 6 o'clock, 3 to 6. Regular action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. But from 2 to 3, we do our Dream 18 show as we're now a month into this thing. Today's guest will be Josh Scobee, former Jaguars kicker, and, almost, can we say, professional golfer. It feels like it sometimes. Loves the game of golf. Very good at the game of golf. And we ask questions like, how many times has Josh Scobee played Augusta? You'll get the answer. It's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Who he's played with, who he's seen there, what's his best round there. Can he make a U.S. Open? Because he'd love to play competitively more. And the Celebrity Tour on golf as well, as he's been a part of that. So Josh Scobee, former Jags kicker, is our guest this week. A no-brainer guest for us, as he's actually been on our Dream 18 and in our tournament maybe more than anybody in the Jacksonville area. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, live from Tivoli's House of Cards. It's the Dream 18 show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors and Power Tee. And we are on the horizon of the PGA Championship. Casey Kurtz, not just yet. We've got the Wells Fargo coming up, and we'll have some picks, our Power Tee picks of the week, a little bit later on in the show. But another major on the horizon. Tiger Woods played a practice round, non-committal, not as committal as he is to the Open Championship, which is going to be at St. Andrews later this summer.
And apparently it didn't go well, if you believe the tweets and the reports, that the putting was a bit suspect for Tiger Woods at that practice round. By the way, you ever had a helicopter fall on you when you played a practice round? 'Cause that's what Tiger had going.
No, but maybe I should get one, or at least a drone, and just see how that goes. That'd be actually kind of fun. Take your aerial shots from high above.
Yeah, that would be nice. But, yeah, so Tiger had a practice round. Obviously, the helicopter falling him is a different thing. And the video you saw, honestly, was not great. So we'll have to see how that plays out with Tiger. But it's weird because that's kind of what happened at the end of the Masters, right? He couldn't putt, and that kind of went away from him. So that's the situation that Tiger's in right now, which is weird because we thought he could putt even with the injury that what he'd been working on. So I guess only time will tell. We're a couple weeks away from it. We're into May. And, by the way, this week, Wells Fargo Championship, I found out earlier today, after being played at Quail Hollow for, ever.
Yeah,
it's moved. So my 8 articles that I wrote about Quail Hollow, those are dead. So that was a waste of 2 hours. I just want to throw that out there. But at least I'm prepared for this show.
First.
Yeah, probably should have, right?
You should have checked.
I didn't. I didn't at all.
It is one of those odd quirks, right, that it's a change in the schedule. So we'll have more on that coming up in a little bit. Let's stay on Tiger for a moment because you can never talk enough Tiger Woods, first of all.
You definitely can.
No, I can't. Let's get in Tiger's mind. The Masters, did it go well or did it not go well for Tiger Woods? How do you think he's viewing it?
I would say it's Tiger, so I would say it didn't go well. He can say whatever he wants to say in front of a camera, he's just happy to be out there, and I do believe that part of it, but it's Tiger Woods. And he made the cut, yes, but I think he expects more of himself, even out of the injury. As a fan, I think it went well because we got to see him. He was out there. He was walking, things that we didn't think was going to happen. But for Tiger and kind of his inner Mamba mentality, if you will, I don't think it went well in his standards.
Yeah, see, I think actually this is a different Tiger Woods. And I understand, his standards are different. You're right about that. But I think this is also one that is kind of become a realist to a degree. And that is, hey, Tiger knows that he's beaten up. He's come back from now a car accident and all the back surgeries and the fusions and everything else and all the other off-the-course problems. And he's won a major, so he's made it all the way back up the mountain. And so I just think there's a reality to him that, hey, I can at least prove to myself that I can still play. It might not be back-to-back weeks. It might not be full schedule. He never did play a full schedule. But at least I can play in a major championship and compete a little bit. Now I got to get to the point where my golf game can be in good shape for 4 days and do that. And so I think he took a lot of positive out there, so much so that I bet he was motivated by the fact that it was fun to compete again, and he also could do it by making the cut at the Masters. I mean, off the layoff, off the injury, still to make the cut at the Masters. It is a shorter field, right? And it's a course that he really knows. So this would be a little bit different with Southern Hills, although he's obviously played well there too. I think he wants to play in this event, but I think he's also cautious of, I don't want to play if my golf game isn't ready to play at this event. It will be exposed more here that it might have been exposed at Augusta, and it was exposed with the weather and also the putting by the weekend.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think, and also part of this plays in is for Tiger, at least I would think that, the last PGA Championship, Phil won it. So there's part of that in there that, Phil technically has the last major now between the two of them, and I don't know how that makes Tiger feel, I guess. So, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. We can only hope for the best, right?
Yeah, but okay, so then you get into his mind and you say he's definitely going to play the Open Championship. I mean, so does he go to the Open Championship and say, hey, I'm playing golf because I love this place. I've won here before. It's the home of golf. It'll be awesome to go over there. My game fits much like Augusta. Or is he like, I'm going to get my game in shape to the point where I think I really can contend? Tiger's always going to say he can contend. He can compete. He can do this. He can do that. Well, the reality is he was never going to really contend this past time at the Masters. Mm-hmm. But he might by July think that I can get my game in the kind of shape and feel stronger to actually go out there and be near a front page of a leaderboard.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of what you said there just a second ago, and now that I'm thinking more about it, you're kind of – I'm not saying he doesn't know these golf courses because he does, but when it comes to maybe hiding your game to the point you were making it to PGA, you might not know it as well as you do at Augusta where you can get away with pretty much anything. Same thing with St. Andrews. He knows the course well. He knows it inside and out. Yeah, I think he wants to get into a position where he can compete when he gets out there, whether that's just playing a lot of practice rounds, going over across to the other country earlier, I guess, could be a thing. Yeah. But I think if I'm Tiger and it didn't go well in the practice rounds, whatever, I would just kind of stay low, keep a low profile, and then let that practice work itself out before the Open.
All right, we'll see what Tiger Woods does. Obviously, flirting with the idea of playing at Southern Hills. We are here on May 4th, and we're 2 weeks away from the PGA Championship, so still some time to determine, of course, for Tiger Woods to see if he will end up playing. Let's take an early break here from Divoli's House of Cards on Dream 18 show. Coming up on, we've got Josh Scobee, who's ready to join us in just a couple of moments. And we talk about Augusta. We talk about a story with Peyton Manning that's a really good story. Also, one of his favorite rounds of golf is actually one that he didn't, well, he played, but it wasn't because of him.
Yeah.
That he remembers it so well.
He was all pro on the stand in their team.
Yeah, he was. And it later led to, by the way, a chance to caddy in the Players' Championship. So Scobee's very interesting in the golf world, and we go there with the former Jags kicker when we come back. It's a Dream 18 show, sponsored by the Florida Georgia Windows and Doors and Power T. Brett Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Josh Scobee joins us next here on a Wednesday from Divoli's House of Cards. How about a big swoop? Congratulations to Jazz Bond, the University of North Florida Osprey, getting drafted in the third round of the WNBA draft by the Dallas Wings. Pretty cool stuff. First Osprey drafted into the WNBA. Meanwhile, on campus, the softball team continues to roll, and the ASUN Championships will be at the UNF Softball Complex in the middle of May. Go to UNFOspreys.com for more information and tickets. And also, congratulations to the women's golf team, ASUN Champs, for a third time. UNFOspreys.com for more.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny and very warm today. Highs in the upper 80s, dropping into the mid to upper 60s tonight. And a partly sunny and hot Thursday. Just an isolated inland afternoon thunderstorm. Highs tomorrow reach the lower 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Barish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds.
Beards has higher quality diamonds for less money than any other store.
It's a good time to upgrade around your home. You like the sound of reducing noise coming in the house? Do you want to be more energy efficient at your house? Let Florida Georgia Windows and Doors upgrade your home. 35 years of experience to get the job done. Protect your home from storms and increase your home security with modern windows and doors from Florida Georgia Windows and Doors. 904-641-7010. 904-641-7010. Save money, look better, protect your home with Florida Georgia Windows and Doors.
Let me ask you something. Listen, are you tired of hearing no? It's kind of a bummer, right? Nobody likes to hear no. So let me ask the obvious. Are you ready to hear yes? Then you better get to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today. Yes, Arlington has 400 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. Yes, Arlington has all makes and models. Yes, Arlington will help you get financed. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. One last question. Are you going to find the vehicle you really want? Yes. Just shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
How would you like to relieve inflammation, headaches, anxiety, arthritis, even joint pain? Improve your sleep, maybe a 500-calorie burn or an endorphin kick. Total body healing at iCryo. It's now open in St. Johns County at the Pavilion at Durban. One lifestyle service, just $39. Get special passes to save more on multiple lifestyle services. Cryotherapy, IV therapy, body sculpting, and more at iCryo. Elevate your lifestyle at iCryo. Now open in the Pavilion at Durban Park in St. Johns County.
A proud sponsor of the Dream 18 is Power Tee. Find out everything you need to know about them at PowerTee.com because they just make golf better. They provide an automatic teeing system while you are on the range. It is easy. No bending, no extra energy. Just worry about making contact, or trying to, and then Power Tee will tee up another ball for you. Locally, find Power Tee at Fleming Island and Blue Sky Golf Club and all over the world, including St. Andrews. PowerTee.com for all the information, and make golf better.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
The spring series has come to an end, but do not worry because the summer series is here for the North Florida Junior Golf Foundation. From May to August, find a ton of events that you can get in on at nfjg.org. May 7th and 8th, the Florida Coast Cup at World Golf Village. Registration is still open. May 15th, how about the Boomer Invitational at Kings Bay? Find a list of all the events coming up for the summer series at nfjg.org.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital.
Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Enter for your chance to win tickets to see John Fogerty at the St. Augustine Amphitheater on May 8th. Head to ESPN690.com and click on the contest page for your chance to win.
Hey, welcome back to Voley's House of Cards from the Dream 18 Show each and every Wednesday, 2 o'clock. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors and Power Tee. We'll have our Power Tee picks of the week from the new Wells Fargo location.
Yep. Definitely not at Quail Hollow, folks.
Not Bank. We're talking about a golf course location and the tournament for the week. We have that coming up in just a bit. So if you're new to the Dream 18 Show, here's the deal. We started the Dream 18 way back in 2010, became a TV segment locally on CBS 47, Fox 30, played with celebrity guests and different golf courses and wanted to highlight the golf in the Northeast Florida area. It morphed into a golf tournament like so many other golf tournaments, but raised over $200,000 so far for North Florida Junior Golf Foundation. and St. Michael's Soldiers to help junior golf and the local military. And now we started the discount card, golf card, last year. You go to actionsportsjacksdream18.com to purchase that. And it's a really good buy now, folks, because you know golf is booming. Prices are up. Courses are packed. And the card is only $69, and you can play 9 different courses at a discounted rate. So go check that out at actionsportsjacksdream18.com. And just about a month ago, we started the Dream 18 show. It's basically a season show for 12 episodes, and we've had different guests. We've had Jim Furyk and Paul Tesori, Scott Wilson, who has played the top 100 courses in the United States, 78 of the top 100 courses in the world. And we want to know your favorite round of golf. Simple as that. On Twitter, you can get to us at #Dream18. You can find a way to message us at other ways, too. What's your favorite round of golf? Simply put. Well, tough for a lot of people to answer that question if you've played a lot of golf. Josh Scobee being one of those folks who's played a lot of golf, and especially at one place he's played more than just once, at Augusta National. This week, our guest on the Dream 18 show is Josh Scobee, former Jags kicker, had a highly successful career with the Jacksonville Jaguars, still stays here locally, does a lot in the community. And everybody knows Josh, and everybody also knows that he's a really good golfer, an avid golfer, and they probably see him on the golf course, Casey.
Yeah, probably do. We talk about it here. You'll hear it in just a second, but plays all over the place. Very, very good at it. Borderline a better golfer than kicker, and that's a pretty big statement.
Whoa!
I said borderline.
That is borderline, yeah.
Yeah, I probably should have asked him that, but I didn't. So I'll just kind of keep these comments flying on the show. But anyway, nonetheless, pretty interesting conversation. Everyone in town knows Josh, so I think you'll enjoy the conversation, talking about golf a little, football, Pat McAfee, Peyton Manning, everybody involved in this conversation. So here's part of it.
Oh, just coming off the NFL draft 2022, another big weekend for the Jags. And so we figure, hey, let's get a Jags person that also likes golf. Former Jaguars kicker Josh Scobee. He really likes golf, and he was really good at kicking for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Scobee does a lot of different things now. He plays a big-time tournaments. He tries to qualify for the U.S. Open. He's really a good player. And he plays in big-time celebrity events with, like, Aaron Rodgers and the Lake Tahoe event. So I wanted to ask him about all that and, of course, his Dream 18, favorite round of golf. We got to get into that. So, Scobee, thanks for coming along for the ride. You're going to have a hard time with all the golf you've played picking your favorite round, is my guess.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm very fortunate enough to have played some amazing golf courses and amazing tournaments. So it'd be hard to pick a single one.
Let's set the table with how many times have you played Augusta?
Oh man, how many rounds have I played there? I think I played the tournament course, which they call the big course. I played it 30 times and played the par 3 course 10 times.
Wow. The par 3 was one. Now listen, obviously I got to play Augusta, but the par 3 we didn't get to play. How fun is that par 3?
Oh my gosh, you can go, play there 4 people, 4 caddies, and walk around and be done in 1 hour. And when you're done, you feel like you just want to keep going. And I tell people it's like my favorite piece of earth on planet Earth, because it's such a fun little walk. You just walk around these ponds and you hit shots from 60 yards to 130 yards, and you could do it all day long and never get tired of it.
You know what's pretty interesting, and you know this because you play so much, but Augusta was a little bit before its time with that par 3, because that's become the wave now. Like all these short courses and par 3 courses, and get out there and play for an hour and a half or 2 hours if you just have not as much time. And Augusta's had that course there for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, kind of the trend, like you said. If these courses and, clubs can afford to put in a short course, whether it's a par 3 course or, there's other courses that have like a 7-hole course, a 14-hole course. If you can afford to do that, it really does break up the monotony of 18 holes and taking, 4+ hours to play golf.
I guess I'll ask the question that I've been thinking of since you said you played it 30 times, Josh. Is there something I'm missing here? How does one person play it 30 times? Just
you
how
get
does that happen?
Invited there for 10 years, and you get to play 3 rounds there per year. So that's how.
Okay,
Simple as that. By the way, there's a Jacksonville connection to Augusta, but there are many secrets.
There's actually a couple Augusta members that live here.
Are there a couple now?
Yeah, there used to be 3, but now there's 2. There's Ron Townsend, who has taken me 10 times, and then Michael Ward, the former CEO of CSX.
Okay. Makes a lot of sense. So you got to get the invite. Hey, give me some other courses that you've gotten the invite to. Have you played Cypress Point out there near Pebble?
I have one time. Actually, I think it was back in 2012, maybe. We were heading out there to play against Oakland and Seattle. Maybe it was 13. But either way.
It was 13 because I think it was Gus's first year.
There you go. So, yeah, that's right. So we played Oakland, and we stayed the week there. So after the game, we stayed in San Jose, and the day before we were leaving to go out to Oakland, Mark Lamping, the Jags president, called me and told me that he was supposed to be playing Cypress that following Tuesday after we were playing Oakland, and he said he couldn't play and asked if I wanted to play.
Wow.
So I basically took his place, and they let me bring my golf clubs to Oakland. So got to go out there. I rented a car and drove down and played Cypress, and it would probably be maybe the windiest or second windiest round I've ever played in my life.
Really? That's a great story, by the way. We stayed out there with you guys that week, and I actually brought my wife and Dave DeCandis, who works for the Jags. He brought his wife, too. And we actually drove down, it's that 17-mile drive or some beautiful drive. And then we drove to Pebble, and we just, walked into – we didn't play, but we, walked up there, and I was like, I got to get out of here, man. I've got the shakes. If I'm going to be here, I want to play.
That's funny. We might have missed each other by 10 minutes or so because I did that. I drove down early that day before we were playing Cypress and went straight to Pebble and just walked around the pro shop, got a couple things, walked around, the first tee watching people hit.
Have you always wanted to play a bunch of different courses? Because I've never been that guy too much, but playing Stream Song and then you go to an Augusta. Now I want to go to Kiowa or Kohler Resort, up in Wisconsin or Whistling Straits and all these places. I've got the itch to do it. Have you always had that itch, or now that you've seen some of these places, you're like, man, I got to go to the next one?
It doesn't matter to me. I'm big about playing a new course, but also playing it a second time. And I love playing a golf course a second time because you play it once, you're a little apprehensive hitting certain shots, whether it's off the tee or into a green. But I love playing a course for the second time, the next day, just to have a little, familiarity with it and feel more confident hitting the shot.
Josh Scobee with us here on the Dream 18 show. I'm going to save this question so in the back of your mind you can think about it, but the next place you want to play that you haven't. Don't answer it just yet, so we'll save that for a little bit later on. I want to talk about celebrity golf terms because you do this a bit. Earlier in my career, I used to cover they had a tour for celebrities. I don't know how active that is right now, but I know you've played at Lake Tahoe. You've played an Aaron Rodgers event. Tell us some of the events you've played in from a celebrity standpoint.
Yeah, I played at Lake Tahoe twice, and then Aaron Rodgers and Chris Paul they have done. I don't know if they're going to do it this year or if it's going to continue, but they have done a NFL versus NBA Ryder Cup format that I've gotten to play in a couple times, and that's a whole lot of fun because of all the people you get to meet and play with, and it's just a fun time competing against current and former athletes like that. And I hope they get that going back again. But, when COVID hit, they shut it down, and I have no clue if they're going to do it again. But there's other ones that take place that I get to play in. Actually, the one in San Diego that Marshall Falk hosts, I've won that the past 3 times. And that's coming up in, I think, right about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. And so that one's in San Diego. That's a fun time. You get a lot of the same guys that play in Tahoe and the Diamond Resorts, one in Orlando that they do. And then I'm going to one in June in Switzerland where we do Ryder Cup format, European guys versus U.S. Current or former athletes or whoever gets invited to it. So they've made me the captain of that one the last couple times. So I get to kind of invite people and, coordinate that. And it's a hard time to get there, but it is a blast when you do get there.
Oh, so you're the invitee. Like you get to give out the invitations.
Exactly.
Well, you know where we live.
Yes. Well, hey, I mean, I have a neighbor of mine going with us, and we were trying to coordinate everything, and because he wants to play too. And so all you have to do is pay $12,000 and you can go.
That's it. So it doesn't matter my handicap, just pay $12,000 and you're good?
That's it. Correct.
Casey's with us as well. And Casey, you're used to this celebrity tour stuff. You probably bounce around trying to get some autographs in college at those events.
Yeah, I have. And Josh, it kind of feels like those events, like it's the same celebrity players over and over again. So with guys like, John Smoltz always plays, Greg Maddux, and all the other sports, like, do you guys form friendships and then play outside of these events? Because it seems like it's a lot of the same people just over and over.
Yeah, a lot of the guys that I've met at these events, I mean, obviously we don't live in the same towns, but we do coordinate events and, casual golf outside of it. And that's what's so much fun about going to those celebrity events is meeting these guys and knowing their background and watching them on TV and then forming a friendship and being able to go play golf outside of it. And they're actually starting like a new tour. You were talking about that, Brent. But this San Diego event is going to be like the first event of this new Celebrity Golf Association tour that they're trying to start. And they had this in mind a couple years ago, right before COVID hit, to do, a tournament every 2 months and have like 2 majors throughout the year. So hopefully that, comes to fruition and they can raise the money for it.
That'd be pretty cool. Give us some of the best golfers, like from a celebrity standpoint. It used to be Rick Rhoden, who, by the way, lived, I don't know if he still lives down in Palm Coast, but he did at one time. He played actually on our Dream 18, former big league pitcher. And I know he used to win when I was younger. At least I used to see his name all over the leaderboards for those events. I think Mark Mulder recently and you are two of the better ones. Who else?
I mean, Marty Fish is the guy that's won. He just won the tournament last week that was in Dallas. It was called the Club Corp Classic. And, I mean, he's won that Orlando event, and he's won Tahoe once or twice. And I play with him quite a bit. And, I mean, he's a fantastic player. So I would say, Mark Mulder, Marty Fish, myself, John Smoltz, Tony Romo, guys like that. If you put the 5 of us together in one of those tournaments, we would finish, first through 5th pretty much every tournament.
That's insane. Josh, Brent was just putting my business out in the street about me getting autographs at these events, but you bring up Mark Mulder, and he's a guy that when he plays, he's usually locked into the events because he knows he can win. So he's not a guy that signs on the course in between holes like some of the others do. When you're in these events, is that kind of the mindset you have? Would it bother you, people asking you in between holes when you're literally trying to win the event?
Yeah, I mean, I have a tough time keeping the fans off of me. It's really, really tough. So, no, they try to tell the fans in those events and the players, no autographs during golf, but a lot of guys will still sign. So, I mean, it's just like with Mark Mulder, he's played in so many of these tournaments like Tahoe that, he's used to not signing. So he probably just says no, and he's not worried about it anymore.
I got to get Mulder on the show, on the Dream 18 show, if for nothing else, just to talk about his career moment, probably his highlight in baseball, striking out Brent Martineau back on a Florida trip, Michigan State against Ashland University on 3 pitches, by the way. So,
yeah, I would imagine a lot of pitchers had that exact same career against you.
Yeah, that's my claim to fame. I struck out on 3 pitches against Mark Mulder back in the day on a Florida trip. So, hey, I think Casey brings up a good point, though. These are fun. They're laid back. It's like, hey, celebrities, this is cool. Like Tahoe is really a lot of fun. I know you just tweeted a video recently, actually, of you kicking the football during the Tahoe event. So it's got some of that element. But but you're a serious player. Like, you seriously go to these things and want to win them, right?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, that's the only way I'm going to get invited back to, like, Lake Tahoe or something like that. I have to win one of these big ones in order to do that. And that's why guys like Mark Mulder and Marty Fish get invited to them, because they're, they played a sport for a long time, but they're also really good golfers. So, I had the unfortunate chance of being a kicker for a while and playing in a small market. So, it's hard. It honestly is hard to get invited to all these events unless you do win a big one. I mean, if you're a quarterback or a former quarterback, you could basically just pick anything you want to play in. And that's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Is the Tahoe event like the event still?
I think it's becoming less and less the event about golf and more so just about celebrities and whatnot. But I mean, like I said, there's going to be some events coming up. I think they are going to be more about having good golfers than they are about having, these random celebrities that are going to come out and make double bogey or worse on every hole, but they're very famous.
Yeah. The cool thing about Scobee, by the way, if you're listening here, Dream 18 show, is, he's a very down-to-earth guy. And so I got to believe, like, if you're playing with Aaron Rodgers in his event and wherever that was, Bahamas or something like that, and you're playing this Tahoe event, you're playing around these guys, like, you're a little bit probably even starstruck at times. Like, what the heck am I doing playing with these guys? If I know you well enough, you've had to have some of those moments, right?
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, the one time that was in Tahoe, I think it was 2015, and Justin Timberlake was there. And, I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm a huge fan of his and was of NSYNC also growing up. But, whenever I saw him, we were on – the chipping green, just chipping around, putting together and whatnot, and just chatting and hung out that night. And I was super starstruck about that one. And then when Aaron Rodgers reached out to me about playing in his tournament, we struck up a friendship after that, and it's still starstruck, like getting to play golf with him. It's just different. It's weird that, I was around quarterbacks my entire career, and pregame, get to meet them all, but whenever you get to have like an off the field moment like that where you're just hanging out and everything's relaxed and chill, it's so much fun.
I think we've heard you before, but I'm not going to assume everybody else has, but isn't there a story you and run into like Peyton Manning at Augusta?
Oh yeah. That was probably, actually, hold on. Let me look at a ball that I have because I know that date. I shot 68 that day at Augusta. That's why I have
68 at Augusta. Now, by the way, when you play, do you play from the back or do you have to play from the members' tees?
We always play one round from the tournament tees and 2 rounds from the member tees.
Okay. Was this one was the 68 at the members' tees?
No, that was from the tournament team.
That was from wow.
I just found the ball. It was November 2nd, 2017. So around that, time frame, it was the night before, actually. We were at Augusta, eating dinner, and a waiter came up to me and said that Mr. Manning wanted to have all of us up to the Butler cabin, top floor, for drinks after we were done eating. And, I looked at the waiter like he was crazy, and he kind of gave me a wink like, yeah, I'm for real. So I told our member, and he's like, all right, well, we need to hurry up and get out of here. So we ate fast and went up and hung out with Peyton and his 3 friends that he had gone to college with. And it was their first time there, and they were all, starstruck and, glossy-eyed like we were, because that's how you are whenever you're a guest there. But we hung out and, told stories and had a blast. And, we were talking about the 59-yard field goal that I made against him in 2010. And he actually brought it up. Like, man, you remember that kick? I'm like, yeah, I remember that kick. And he's like, you remember what you said to me when you were running off the field? I'm like, No, I don't actually. I blacked out. I went into full-blown blackout mode because I was so, adrenaline pumped. He's like, you ran past me and you said, woo, MFer, and talking trash to him as I'm running off the field and he's running across the field. So I honestly don't remember it at all, but apparently he does.
That's a great story. All right, speaking of stories and others, I think you played with Pat McAfee at that Aaron Rodgers event, right?
Yeah.
McAfee's the biggest thing going right now, and but there's always a funny story around McAfee.
That guy, he was born to entertain, that's for sure. But they put him with me. It's a two-man best ball event, and they put him with me. He was the highest handicap, and I was the lowest handicap. And we didn't take a single shot of his the entire time. And we won our match. We played against a couple NBA guys with Tyler Johnson and who was the other? Del Curry. Okay. And, we had a blast with him. But, Pat showed up without shoes on and these – teeny tiny shorts that he just hiked up really high and a pop collar. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to carry this team all day. But that dude, he is entertaining and it's completely genuine. That's him. And there's a reason why he's, getting so popular and doing everything he's doing.
All right, we'll end with this. I know you said you probably couldn't pick one. But if I do start to say your Dream 18, favorite round, favorite score, favorite course, favorite group of people you played with, maybe there isn't just one. But what starts popping in your mind is oh, man, that was awesome. If I could relive it again, I'd do it again.
Oh,
68
man.
at Augusta, by the way, might be your best.
That one was pretty special. I'm trying to think. That's a good question. But probably just for the moment, and it wasn't even me that had the moment, but at TPC Sawgrass, this is probably 10 years ago, I was playing with Steve Wheatcroft, who just retired from the PGA, Will Tutwiler, who works for the Jags now, and a buddy of mine named Remington, who passed away last year. We were out there playing one day and, playing the tournament tees, and Steve Wheatcroft was playing really, really well, and he had just eagled 16, and he told two of us, Will and I, to film 17 because he's like, I doubt anyone's ever gone eagle hole-in-one. And we filmed him, and he made a hole-in-one. And, we went nuts like little kids. We looked like we were on Dude Perfect. It was very pathetic, but it was really cool. And he needed birdie on 18 to break the course record, and he lipped out on 18 from a chip, but he shot 63, and it was pretty.
That is Josh Scobee, former Jags kicker and now celebrity golfer. Josh Scobee is a very good player, and he would like to play competitively and keep playing competitively and maybe make a U.S. Open. We'll have more of our conversation of Josh Scobee coming up on the podcast when that comes out this weekend. It's called the Dream 18 Podcast. Can be found where you find your podcast. But good catching up with Scobee. So many good golf stories. We could have kept going and going and going. But from playing to caddying to more, Scobee, a lot of fun to talk golf with and absolutely loves the game of golf. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz, we're at the Tivoli's House of Cards, and let's take a timeout. When we come back, we do our Power Tee Picks of the Week. And don't forget, we do want to know your Dream 18. Hashtag Dream 18 on social media, on Twitter especially. Find us and tell us about your favorite round. It does not have to be your best score. It could be your favorite course. It could be the best group of people you played with, and so you had a lot of fun, and you don't even remember the score or the course. You probably remember the
Don't remember anything. That's okay, too.
Or maybe you don't remember anything.
But that's what you remember, if you will.
That could be the case as well. So tell us about your golfing experience. That's what this show's all about, your Dream 18. We have many more guests to come. This is episode 4 in season 1 of the Dream 18 show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors and Power Tee, live from Tivoli's House of Cards here in St. Johns County at ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks, and the local coverage on ESPN 690 is expanding yet again. After Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, we have been bringing you overtime on Mondays and Thursdays, but that has now changed. You can catch Brian Middleton and myself daily after Action Sports Jacks and leading you into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So starting at 3 p.m. daily, we will have local coverage all night from Action Sports Jacks to OT to Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, all right here on ESPN 690.
It's a good time to upgrade around your home. You like the sound of reducing noise coming in the house? Do you want to be more energy efficient at your house? Let Florida Georgia Windows and Doors upgrade your home. 35 years of experience to get the job done. Protect your home from storms and increase your home security with modern windows and doors from Florida Georgia Windows and Doors. 904-641-7010. 904-641-7010. Save money, look better, protect your home with Florida Georgia Windows and Doors.
Do you suffer from numbness, tingling, burning, or cramping in your feet or hands? You're not alone. Over 20 million people suffer from these symptoms and don't know where to turn. If this sounds like you may have peripheral neuropathy. According to the Mayo Clinic, neuropathy can lead to toe, foot, and leg amputation. Thankfully, there is a new treatment option that doesn't involve masking your pain with drugs. Come to Neva Health for a complimentary nerve damage screening and discover the latest treatment options for your numb, tingling, or painful feet and hands. Finally, you have a choice besides taking drugs or living with your pain and numbness. Whether you've suffered for years or just started feeling a little numbness or pain, you owe it to yourself to get this life-changing information. Appointments are limited. Call now to schedule your complimentary nerve damage screening. Call 904-944-7461. That's 904-944-7461.
A proud sponsor of the Dream 18 is Power Tee. Find out everything you need to know about them at PowerTee.com because they just make golf better. They provide an automatic teeing system while you are on the range. It is easy. No bending, no extra energy. Just worry about making contact, or trying to, and then Power Tee will tee up another ball for you. Locally, find Power Tee at Fleming Island and Blue Sky Golf Club and all over the world, including St. Andrews. PowerTee.com for all the information, and make golf better.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Jose, how much longer till this dough's ready?
No one can bake gluten-free vegan goodies better than Surrey.
Wait, both Jim and Marion's last days are the same day?
But he needs to whip up a new shift lead without interviews burning his time.
Gotta get interviewing before my calendar is cooked. Oh, can you start?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard, so you can stay organized and connected all the way to the hire. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
What's up? It's Casey. Check out our brand new show, The Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors, right here on ESPN 690 on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you like golf, you're going to like this show. The Dream 18 Show, Wednesdays at 2 p.m.
Hey, welcome back to the Dream 18 Show, sponsored by Florida Georgia Windows and Doors and Power Tee. Our Power Tee picks of the week coming up in just a moment. Brent Martin along with Casey Kurtz. We're live at Tivoli's House of Cards, and we have Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 coming up at 3 o'clock until 6 o'clock right here from Tivoli's House of Cards as well. So make sure you come on out, join us, say hello if you're in the Jacksonville area. And if you missed any of our conversation with Josh Scobee, we'll have it on the podcast as well coming out this weekend, including an extended conversation, even more than you heard, from Josh Scobee, as we continue our Season 1, Episode 4, this is, of our Dream 18 show. Before we get to our Power T picks of the week, Casey, which you deliver to us, and now that you know that they're not playing at Quail Hollow, that will be helpful.
It really is helpful, you know.
That's good. At least you got that bit of information before making the picks and sharing the picks and telling everybody here in the Dream 18 show.
Amen, brother.
I was thinking, are you a club guy? Like, do you think clubs matter? Are you like, just give me the driver or give me the putter or give me whatever? Or are you the guy like, I want the newest thing out and I think it's going to get me another 10 yards and therefore – because I think there's a difference in golfers. Like I think there are a lot of people like that. Heck, I think the golf business makes a lot of people off you people like that. Where do you fall in that?
Nope, don't need the newest stuff. I'm just hoping to hit the ball.
Give you the old persimmon?
Yeah, whatever works. I don't think when you hit either barely any of the ball or just the left side or just the right, when you can't make solid contact, I don't really think the club matters. I'm more working on the contact. But I will say this, the putter is usually the club that I can hit squarely, if you will. So I have upgraded the putter a couple times. I do like to blame the putter for the putting woes. So I will get a new putter every now and again, but all the other clubs are pretty much the same always.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. My story on this is I got such a good deal back in Providence, Rhode Island, when I was working there in 2001, I think it was. I went to a golf shop, and they had like this media rate at the time where you could get like Ping irons. It was the Ping i3s, I think they were. And so they were like, at the time now, you're talking early 2000s, like $750 for irons, and I could get them for $250.
It's a heck of a
deal. So I was like, yeah, heck of a deal, right? So I was like, okay, go get them, blah, blah, blah. And, well, I had them for 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
I mean, drivers changed out here or there, like maybe every 5 years, but not the guy that was spending like $400 or $500 on a driver.
Couldn't be
so
me.
I've never been like a big club guy. Well, then I did go and get new TaylorMades. After 15, 16 years, spent a little money. I mean, not crazy money, but I got tested for them.
I got tested when I got my clubs.
Yeah, and I do think that matters. And so if you because you can really be off from the length of the club and everything else, the way they are made. So I do think the testing matters a lot. And but I'm also not like, hey, the newest edition of this driver is out, I got to go get it. And there are a lot of folks like that. And the technology helps so much and changes so much. It's almost like your iPhone or computer. Where like you can probably advance your game if you keep getting that. I'm also not that way with like golf balls or anything. My reasoning has always been I'm not good enough to think about it like that.
No, sir. Yeah.
Right?
Cheapest golf ball, that's fine with me.
Well, I mean, I like a good golf ball, but I'm also not going to go probably spend $50 on a dozen to lose over the next 2 weeks.
No, sir. Shout out to Noodle.
Shout out to the what's it called? The Costco ball, the Kirkland.
Oh, the Kirklands are spectacular.
They're awesome. Yeah,
because it's a good ball too. Yeah,
it is a good ball.
That's a little insider trading information. Worth the cost of membership alone.
There are some rumors out there that the golf ball industry is going to get backed up because of the supply chain stuff, and because of the popularity in golf right now.
Just go look through
the
woods.
There are rumors, so I don't know if that's true or not. But keep an eye on that and load up on your favorite golf ball. Maybe.
What's that other ball at Walmart that's cheap? I play them all the time.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, you don't know.
I know the Costco one.
Yeah.
I don't know the one. So anyway, I just thought it was I think it's interesting when it comes to clubs. I see a lot of people on social media asking about clubs and talking about clubs, and I'm going to try this new club. And I do think fitting really matters. And actually with
Nitro.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Nitro ball.
I am. $7 for 12.
The biggest thing is like my little guy plays, but he's still little and growing. And so it's hard. Like the U.S. Kids has a nice little set at like the PGA Tour Superstore where you can trade them in and then go get the upgrade. Like I'm holding off on maybe like one nice set of clubs for Ty because I want to make sure he's grown enough to, and it's not changing all the time.
Sure.
From a testing standpoint or whatever else. But anyway, just thought it was interesting.
Way to call him a little guy.
Well, he is. I mean, but he's still on his way up, so that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, he's a little guy.
Double down on it. Okay.
And actually, like this year, because we haven't changed the clubs. Like he's had them when they was like 5 feet tall and 5 now 6. Okay, so I look at the clubs like earlier this year when we went out and played, and I'm like, hey, they look a little small now. He's like, yeah, they might be a little small, but then he's like, I'm hitting it pretty good, feel pretty good. So
whatever
like,
works.
That's the thing, right? You feel pretty good, Now, he starts hitting it all over the yard the other way, sideways, and all these other, he's probably going to be like, I think my clubs are too small.
Yeah.
Because that's what golfers do.
Well, yeah.
Blame somebody.
Blame something.
Blame anything.
Yeah.
Let's blame you if you don't pick the right people on our Power T Picks of the Week. What do we got?
Yeah, so the Power T Picks of the Week, fantasy golf, obviously. So the Wells Fargo Championship is not at Quail Hollow. Brent, help me out here. It's at TPC Potomac.
Potomac, very good.
Okay, thank you. Par 70 golf course, 7,139 yards. So I did the research. Top scores or top strokes gained on the par 70 courses because there's not a lot of them, right? So in the field, you got Jason Day. You got Matt Kuchar. You got Rory McIlroy, who won this event, but at a different course, of course. Webb Simpson, Paul Casey, Sergio Garcia, I should say, all in the field. So I would like to give you some stats, what you need to do at this course, but frankly, I can't do that because they've never played here. So I'll just give you some what I'm thinking about. Corey Connors is a guy who's finished 12th, 6th, and 35th in his last 3 starts. He's very expensive in the fantasy golf world this week, but I will tell you this field is top-heavy, so there's not a lot of depth, if you will. There's a lot of big guys at the top, and then there's some value, and then there's just kind of hope for the best situation. Matt Kuchar, though, I mentioned him in the strokes gained on the par 70 courses. Last 2 starts, 3rd and 2nd. I can rock with that, 3rd and 2nd. Troy Merritt is a guy playing well. He's been on the Power T Picks of the week before. Last 3, 12, 4, and 27th. Webb Simpson, talked about him 2 weeks ago on the show. Paul Tesori will be on the bag. Webb has really good history at Quail Hollow. That doesn't mean anything for this, but I did do that research. Webb's super cheap for his name recognition in the fantasy golf world, so he's not going to cost you a ton of salary. It's worth a flyer. And then Brandon Wu, who finished 2nd last week, 28th the week before. Yeah, so those are 5 guys I'm looking at, all salary pretty reasonable. Corey Connors is going to be super expensive. But again, we really don't know what we're getting because they've never played at this course, so if you think it's Quail Hollow, it's not. And those are the Power T Picks of the week.
It's really interesting that, for golfers to go to a new venue, and are they going to like it? Are they not? What's interesting is watch the field here this year and then watch it again next year and see if it changes.
Right.
Like, I'm not a big fan of that course, or it doesn't fit my game. It's nothing to do with the venue as much as does it fit my game. And we talk about horses for courses all the time in the sport of golf. So that part is fascinating. Here's another one. If you're playing a golf course, do you like it when it's a par 72 traditional, or do you like when it's a little bit of a 71 or even a par 70? I kind of like it because I forget that it's a par 70 or 71, and I look up on my scorecard, and I'm like 9 over or something. I'm like, hey, I shot 79.
Yeah.
Hey, dummy, it's a par 70. That's why you shot 79. Nobody asked that question.
Yeah.
It's kind of like where you play the tees from. Where do you play? Blue, white, gold, gray, red. Nobody ever says in golf, hey, where'd you play from? Like, say, what's your score? Yeah. Where'd you play and what's your score? Never. Was that from the back? Was that from the white? So play where you want to play.
That's true. Yeah, I'm shooting 100 either way. So, I mean, par 70, par 73, it don't matter. 102, best case scenario.
I think it is a fascinating thing, though. Everybody, think about this: when you go play golf, and you walk up to that first tee, or you drive up to that first tee, everybody's like, "Hey, where do you want to play?"
That is true,
right? And it's this awkward thing, like, well,
I say, let's keep driving, folks. That's what I say.
Let's
keep
you
going.
Should do. But everyone's like, "Well, yeah, I can handle the blue tees, or I can handle the back tees," and that there's one person group like that really wants to play the white tees, but they don't want to say they want to play the white tees.
That's me,
right? And yet at the end of the round, when you go tell everybody in the bar about your round of golf, they never ask what tees you're playing.
Never once in life yet.
So don't worry about it.
Play where you want to play, folks. If you take away one thing from the Dream 18 show, it's Josh Scobee's good at golf, and play whatever tees you want. Nobody's going to judge you. We don't do that here.
And Mark Mulder struck me out on 3 pitches.
Boy, he caged you up, huh?
He did.
Did you swing?
Nasty.
I forget that part of the conversation.
I think I swung. I don't remember exactly. I know it was 3 pitches.
That's tough.
It was a nasty curveball. Played for Michigan State. You know what else I remember about that game? It's like we had to run. Like we got our butts. We're a Division II school. They're Michigan State out of the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. We're playing in Florida. We're facing Mark Mulder, and we've got beat like 10-0. And our coach, who eventually got fired, was such a moron. Like we had to run sprints like late at night after losing 10-0 to Michigan State. Like why the hell were we running? They were supposed to beat us 10-0.
Can't accept that, Brent. Can't accept it.
Good thing we got rid of that coach.
Good thing.
Ashland University's been better for it ever since.
Wow.
Back.
There's a lot there,
in just
by the way.
Moments.
A lot to dig into that.
The Volleys House of Cards, 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Again, if you missed any of the Dream 18, episode number 4, season 1, we'll have it on the podcast dropping this weekend as well with more conversation with Josh Scobee. Let's talk some football when we come back. Trayvon Walker, London game against the Denver Broncos. How do you feel about that? It's on the way. Action Sports Jacks, ESPN 690, coming up next.
It's a good time to upgrade around your home. You like the sound of reducing noise coming in the house? Do you want to be more energy efficient at your house? Let Florida Georgia Windows and Doors upgrade your home. 35 years of experience to get the job done. Protect your home from storms and increase your home security with modern windows and doors from Florida Georgia Windows and Doors. 904-641-7010. 904-641-7010. Save money, look better, protect your home with Florida Georgia Windows and Doors.
It was a night Hannah will never forget.
I got a phone call telling me that my mom was dead.
She was killed in a collision with a drunk driver.
She was originally blamed for something she didn't deserve.
So why was the former state prison officer who hit her never charged in her death?
The Florida Department of Corrections has ducked responsibility for this left and right.
Today at 5:45 on Action News Jax.
A proud sponsor of the Dream 18 is Power Tee. Find out everything you need to know about them at PowerTee.com because they just make golf better. They provide an automatic teeing system while you are on the range. It is easy. No bending, no extra energy. Just worry about making contact, or trying to, and then Power Tee will tee up another ball for you. Locally, find Power Tee at Fleming Island and Blue Sky Golf Club and all over the world, including St. Andrews. PowerTee.com for all the information and make golf better.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive